Hello guys. As you guys can see here, at the start of the match, we had a good you guys were following the instructions that were provided to you guys, so congrats on that. We have Desan over here, we have Gore over here maintaining the attack marker, and we have the two squads pushing into the points, while we have the north side here pushing. So at the start of the match, we did good, we maintained the plan, and we pushed up. So right here, I think this was, I just want to point out two things. First, this was my mistake that I did not mention this in the briefing. For squads, number 3 here for Ace squad, I wanted them to place an OP over here, but I didn't want you guys to go on the open field, okay? Just because you had to place an OP here doesn't mean you have to like directly go through here. I should have mentioned that on the briefing. Just avoid open fields, guys. Open fields are dead sentence, especially in game matches where the enemy also studies the map. So you guys could have done this. Those four guys that I wanted to go to OP and do like this. I should have mentioned this in the briefing, and I did not. That is my bad. But for you guys and your mentality, you should always think avoid open fields. Whatever works as cover for you guys, you should use it. Okay? Also would like to point out here on the north side we have guard over here. You might not be able to see it perfectly. Then we have two guys here. And myself, my squad, we failed to maintain this side here, which was also vital. This was, I believe, another judgment, an error from my part, I would say, that I focused way too up north instead of focusing more up here, closer to the point. Yes, map control is important, and we should need to focus on controlling map and taking map control. But we can also not forget to have a lot of pressure in the actual point. We have here a good push from everyone included. We have here the enemy on the south side doing what I assumed they were going to do, which was to flank. That's why I wanted Tessan here. Did an awesome job as well. Um, we're doing a good push here. The enemy has two guys in the house. We have two as well. We're going to be able to slowly push them back and go back and forth there. The north side is somewhat holding a front line, which was also what I wanted. Um, Not a lot of pressure from the enemy here on the far north, but like I mentioned before, the enemy is going to put pressure from here. And this was a failure of myself here to not be able to cover this push. Here we can see that the enemy has engulfed us from the south side as well, because they've got the control of the trenches, and the north side here. I believe them pushing this position here was critical to our loss, and it should have been avoided by my squad and by myself, and it was not because that just gave them a new position to overlook from the to the house and make sure that we did not get inside the house. So that is a mistake from Alpha squad over there, my squad, to not control this crossroads here. And I'm not saying, and I will not say it was my fault of my guys because according to my plan, as you guys can see my move markers, I want them two here, two guys here, two guys here, two guys here. Um, I should have one guy here, and the rest of my squad here to maintain the most important part, and I didn't. I divided my squads wrong, and it affected us heavily. Here we can see the enemy has full map control here on the south as well. Is not able to flank us yet because of Tessan that is not there, but they're trying to. They also have an overlook here. The MG from Gore did not maintain this position here. I assume because they identified where it was and they were shooting him back. Not 100% sure why. Um, if you guys recall the match against 1AD, they always had that MG here just suppressing us from the south. The entirety of the 30 minutes, that MG was here suppressing this side. North side there we have their push us back. I believe they taken out our P if I'm not mistaken, and they're pushing us back. And like I said previously, we've given up this position here. So Muziek squad, um, besides doing an amazing job in holding that position for as long as they could, are just gonna get pinched in and lose center point. Here the enemy has full control of pretty much uh, the front line where the center point is. We've been all pushed back on the north side. We have an OP right behind here, but it's not enough to maintain a front line on where we wanted to. Or if you can see my move marker here for my guys, way too far, 200 meters far off from where we wanted to. We still have the Sun here doing God's work, making sure the enemy doesn't flank. So congrats on Tessan for maintaining his squad briefing and doing what he is supposed to do. Center squad here, amazing job as well, trying their best to maintain a center push. Um, just not being able to because of being pinched by both side by sorry by center and north sides. Here we can see the moment where the enemy is able to take out Tessan here on the south side, and they're going to be able to start pushing in from the south. They're going to end up here on our back lines as well. Uh, And once they get here on our back lines, it is GG's. We simply can't push over. They'll have map control. They'll have this north side here for a bit. We'll be able to push them back, but they're going to maintain a good front line like this, and they're just going to harass us for the entirety of the match. At this point here, Moziak divides his forces to come up north to try and support me as well. The enemy understands that this is their breaking point and pushes us out. They will attempt to push us out on our behalf. We are able to push them a little bit slightly back, but not enough to make it to the point, of course. Uh, Here it's a good example of a reactive moment from our squad leaders, in this case Music. He understood that that center point was not working. Sorry, Music and Ace. They understood that the center push was not working. They did not leave the center sector, but they reacted to a slightly different position on that center sector. Try to approach it from a slightly different location. Still remaining with the main goal of that center, but from a different position. This is another stage of the match where we have Ace and Muziek just doing a center push onto the point because the south is way too open. We can see the enemy has one, two, three here. They're on the back lines. They have full control of the southern side. North squad is able to push back and flank them. You can see here, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a guy here flanking. I believe it's Arsofelt that ends up flanking and taking out an OP. Our guy is going to be now trying to push up here, but the enemy already has map position and they're able to just counterpoint you guys here from the south side. This is pretty much how the match ends. We keep on trying to push that center because it's the only option we have. The north side is able to flank, yes, but it's not able to flank effectively, and to then push down onto the point or be able to go around. So we end up being on a stalemate with the other squad that is up north, not being able to help the guys in the center points, as you guys can see. And this guy cannot be able to do this. He just flanked all the way around us, and he's right here. If we lose an OP, that guy is gonna take us out once we start pushing in. These guys flanked from the south side at close to the end of the match very easily. There's none of us here trying to maintain security. This goes to any squad that if you're holding a sector, you need to at least maintain one guy in security job. Okay. The other ones are pushing or doing whatever you want because you probably, in this case, I assume you reacted to, let's say, let's all push. It's last minute, which makes sense. I understand that. But for those guys to be able to be there, that means that for the past 5 minutes, there was no security. There was nothing there. There was no contact. There was no quick response force there to react to an enemy flanking. And this cannot happen. If this would happen in minus 15 before the end of the match, those guys could give us a lot of problems. What I have to say about this match in terms of what we've seen here, just the small details. I think we had a good start match. Sorry, match start. We did what the briefing asked, which is good. We had initiative, even if it's light, a light initiative from our squad leaders, which is improvement, of course. We were able to maintain front lines where we needed them. Um, um, we were able to hold on to the objectives we wanted. In this case, the center points. Music Squad was able to hold on to that for a bit, um, even by being super flanked. Um, on the north side, I would say that we were also able to maintain front line. We were able to be pushed back. Once we were pushed back, we were able to push them back again, go for a wide flank. We were reactive to the enemy push. Um, On the south side, I would say that the start of the match we had everyone following the squad briefing, Tessan on the center holding on that southern flank for a bit, and then Gore on the machine gun position. Um, for the negative sides of this, I would say that I'll start with the Nord squad. Nord squad was not able to defend the correct position that it needed to defend to make sure the enemy did not push north center. We overstretched way too far up the north. And I cannot refrain this enough. No, map control is important, yes, and needs to be taken in heavy consideration. But we also need to make sure that we simply leave contact, one guy to be contact in a certain aspect of map control, while the others maintain the most important part of the map. That was a mistake from my part in terms of where to place my squad. They're up north. I would say center squad did a perfect match. They did what they needed to. Didn't take the house, and then hold the house for let's say then hold on the house like it's nothing. They fought off a lot of enemies. Were not able to just stick with the house because they were being pinched from every side. But in terms of doing what the center squad needed to do, they did that. They pushed the center points. They were able to fought off the enemy, and they stayed there for a while, even by being pinched by two squads. So congrats on center squad. I think you guys did an amazing work in this match, even if we took the loss. All in all, guys, our motto is we will always work to improve. We have phase two coming up. The ladder for phase two has been posted on GMT battalion chat if you want to check it out. If you guys also want to show up Wednesday for the mandatory briefing, okay? Thank you.